Welcome to Earth Eats. I'm Kate Young, and today we're going to be making a saffron noodle cake with a cheese filling. We're going to start by warming up some olive oil, 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a measuring cup, and we're going to add 2 pinches of saffron. Now, pinch is up to you, I suppose. I like to be generous but not overboard on saffron. It is such a strong taste, but you definitely want to make sure it's there. Okay, so we're gonna set that aside and just let it infuse into the oil, the flavor of the saffron. So our saffron noodle cake starts with pre-cooked pasta, and after you've cooked it to al dente, you want to make sure you rinse it in cold water to stop the cooking process, and then sort of shake out any excess water and set it aside. If your knife is not perfectly sharp, chopping scallions will really reveal that. And for basil, I like to avoid cutting it with a knife because it really hastens the oxidization process and makes it look brown and unattractive. And basil is such a beautiful herb. I really like to preserve that greenness as much as possible. It smells like summer. So we want a total of 1/3 cup of fresh basil. So we'll want some grated Parmesan, about 1/2 cup. Eggs need to be lightly beaten. So we'll get our basil in there and these chopped scallions. Get those noodles in there. Hands are probably the best way to mix this, but I'm gonna go ahead and use tongs just because I don't really love mixing things with my hands that have egg in them, pretty much is my reasoning there. Go ahead and get that Parmesan in there. And some fresh ground pepper. Salt. The pasta is salted already. I cooked it in some highly salted water, so I don't think this is going to need a lot of salt, especially with the cheeses in there. And then we will add our saffron oil. This is the oil that's been infused with the saffron threads. Smells great. So to cook the noodle cake, you want to get a large skillet. Mine's cast iron. A non-stick one would also probably be useful. If your cast iron's well seasoned, it is non-stick, so it shouldn't be a problem. And you want to melt 1 tablespoon of butter. Once the butter is melted, we're going to distribute 1/2 of the noodle mixture into the pan. Kind of flatten it out with the spatula. And then we're going to layer some fresh mozzarella slices inside. You want to leave about a 1/2 inch border. We top it with the rest of the mixture. And you do want the cheese to be fully covered because we're going to flip this over, believe it or not, and you don't want the cheese to be coming out because it tends to stick in the pan. Okay, and then we will cook this for about 10 minutes on a medium high. Kind of check underneath to see if it's browning. And once it is, we'll flip it and brown the other side. The best way to know is just to kind of lift it up and take a peek. You might have a little too much browning, but we'll see. So you can turn off the heat. First, I think it's a good idea to go around the edge and loosen just to make sure nothing is sticking. And then take a plate, put it over the top. Very carefully using some good oven mitts. Do a flip hope that it comes out. Woo! All right. Slide it in. And then we'll want it to cook for another 10 minutes or so, 10 to 12. I'll keep an eye on it, make sure it's not getting too brown, and then it'll be ready. At this point, everything's fully cooked in here. So we're really just trying to get some browning on the other side. It has a cheesy center and this kind of crispy noodle edge. And just for a garnish, you could sprinkle some parsley on there, or in this case, I'm going to use these chive blossoms because I have them. It's something that's in the garden right now, and I think they're beautiful and tasty. And to serve this, you just want to cut it into wedges, like you would a pie or a cake, I suppose. This is so great. It's got just the right amount of crunch and just soft and gooey in the middle. The saffron taste is very much present, but so are the other herbs. The basil's coming through, the scallions. It's really a lovely dish, and I hope you will try it. Little tricky cooking it in the skillet, but definitely doable. I have never had a problem flipping it over or getting it out of the pan. I hope you'll try it, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast, Earth Eats, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Kate Young. Thanks for joining us.